Look at that. I can almost touch the rainbow.
Today I'm going to talk about two female chieftains or chiefs that were in the Caribbean during the time of Christopher Columbus. The first one was la cacica Anacaona, and the second one was la cacica Yuisa. Anacaona was the female cacique or cacica of the island of Haiti and Quisqueya, what is today known as Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Anacaona was the wife of the great cacique Caonabo, and she was the sister of another cacique. His name was Cacique Beichio. Cacique Caonabo was arrested in 1494. There was a raid on a Spanish camp and 36 Spaniards were killed. And Caonabo was killed in 1496. After the execution of Cacique Caonabo in 1496, Anacaona became cacica of Haiti and Quisqueya. She was cacica for the island for 7 years until her death in 1503. During an arrieto, a ceremony, the Spanish gathered a whole bunch of caciques, chiefs, and they burnt these chiefs in a hut, okay, to show power over the Taino. They took Anacaona, they arrested Anacaona, and they brought her to Quisqueya, the Dominican side of the island, where they publicly hanged her in front of her people. The last cacica of the Caribbean was Yuisa from the island of Borique, which is modern-day Puerto Rico. Contrary to popular beliefs, the first Africans to come to Borique, Puerto Rico, were free men. The first one was Juan Garibo, a West African conquistador. The second one was Pedro Mejias, a mulatto of West African descent and Spanish descent. Yuisa fell in love with the mulatto Pedro Mejias, and in order for her to marry him, she had to convert into Catholicism. This is where the story gets tricky. Some scholars say that Yuisa met her death in 1515 by the hands of other caciques who felt that she betrayed her people, while other accounts say that Yuisa died by the hands of the raid of the Carib people. So what do the stories of Anacaona and Yuisa teach us today? First of all, they were not the first or last cacicas of the Caribbean. There were other cacicas before them, but at the time of Christopher Columbus, Anacaona and Yuisa were cacicas of the Caribbean. Anacaona teaches us that she believed that by peace, she could get the Spanish to live in peace with the Taino people or the people of the Caribbean, and she met her death by betrayal of these people, and they hung her. Yuisa, her life is like that of Pocahontas, where she got baptized and thinking that in marrying a mulatto Spanish West African man, that she could unite her people with these people, and at the end, she lost her life. Luis Mejia went on with Juan Ponce de Leon to go to Florida and to Mexico. So these women are a part of our history and they should be remembered. Today, both Anacaona and Yuisa, later Luisa, are still very important in the Caribbean culture. It is said there's even mystical stories that evolve around these two women. For Anacaona, it is said in the area of the Dominican Republic where she was hung 500 years ago, the area where she was hung, that area, grass grows all around, but the area where she hung, it is just plain dead land. There's another story on Luisa or Yuisa, Cacica Yuisa. In 1972, a famous bomba dancer. Bomba is a traditional African music, Afro-Puerto Rican music influence with a lot of Taino guasabara. Guasabara is the war cry of the Taino people. But there was a famous medium. Her name was Lolita Cuevas. I'm hoping I got that correct. In a vision, it says that she was doing a spiritual seance. Some say it was a seance. Some say that she was dancing la bomba. Not sure. But she had a vision of a Luisa, or La Cacica Yuisa, and she drew Luisa, which is the image that you're going to see right here. So there's a lot of mystical stories revolving these important cacicas, or female chieftains. And I hope that you all take your time to educate yourself on, if you are Puerto Rican or if you're from the Caribbean, educate yourself of your culture, not just of your Spanish, not just of your European, of your African culture, but also the culture of La Raíz. The roots of our island, which are the Arawake, the Caribe, the Garifuna, you know what I'm saying, the Taino people, the Locono. Just educate yourself on these people. It is important that their heritage survives today, because even if you have a drop of Taino blood coursing through your veins, through your blood, you still have that seed within you of those people, and that should be remembered. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Sancista Brujo Luis.